Hopefully, the early base damages of the Poppy might be able to outlast and do a little bit of damage to Wei early on. That has to be the hope for base one here. But it is another one of those facilitatory junglers. It's another pick that we can expect to see base one make some plays early on with. Haven't really been sort of built up just yet. So if somebody gets hooked in, they're going to be finding themselves in a lot of danger.
But it will actually be ThunderTalk, who, of course, didn't have to send Hoya down to the bottom lane just yet, getting first priority around the grubs and should be able to pick up all three of them, despite LNG knowing perfectly well that this is going on. The trade on the other side of the map, though, is that Zika has now hit level 6.
Tested a next big questions with your AD carry up on the top side. TT probably just going to be happy in the knowledge that they got themselves those early triple grubs and that they can move into the remainder of this early game with all of these funky lane swaps, shenanigans, with a little bit of an advantage if they can hit those turrets. Yeah, and they made their play in the mid lane and unfortunately didn't yield anything, so T get full control over this top side. Drake not live for another 90 seconds, so there's even an opportunity for ThunderTalk to come back, reset, and potentially protect that dragon. The bot side, though, Hoya, you're on your own, buddy. What can you do?
Yeah, they have the teleport for Setab, but don't know if they want to use it. Nice job, though, by Hoya to clear out that whole wave. LNG spend a lot of resources and a lot of time to go down to the bottom side. Once we get to the team fights, that is when we will be able to truly see the mettle of each of these group of 5 players. But right now, things are looking very, very solid for a team that was not expected to win their group, not expected to be here in the quarterfinals yet, is putting up a good fight against some very, very strong players here on LNG.
For somebody to go and catch some farm in, but they want to keep getting gold onto this Ashe, make sure that 1xN is constantly getting gold as that DPS threat for later on in the game. And we already highlighted that ThunderTalk, in these late game team fights, we might be thinking that their damage is a little bit low.
He was borderline top half. Some people could rate him even higher depending on what your expectations of him were, or what you thought of him. Playing very well so far in this game, getting him a lead for himself. Who's not in a good spot right now is Hoya, who's able to clear out the whole wave, but we could finally see our first kill. It is going to go to LNG. The teleport from Zika confirms the kill as Hoya goes down first of the quarterfinal.
Okay, finally some action for our Bloodlust. It's going to be Hoya on the TT side that falls, but base one finds Herald. The TP down into that bot lane, costing them a little bit, is now Keeper's Verdict.
Base one in trouble. Oh, the hook doesn't land there from Zhuo, though. Meanwhile, on the top side, in the bottom side, that turret will be taken down. Mid lane tier 1, still a little bit away from dying to break open this mid lane. A lot of priority could be available for ThunderTalk, and they will be able to get it. Question is, will they be able to escape? Zhuo has flash. Easy target could be Feather, but he gets locked up instead. There comes the Shockwave, and Zhuo has to flash away defensively, and the arrow barely connects. On this team from last split, has a full kill on the Azir, up about 1,000 gold. Now going to get targeted here by Hoya, but is joined by Wei, and immediately Hoya flashes away. That was a very respectful flash, but it's worth it because ThunderTalk take the bot tier 1 on the other side.
Well, actually, I want to get this turret, but he's actually already teleported in. And if this is our big 5 versus 5, it's going to be around this third dragon with everybody posturing to look for it.
LNG with Prio to start things off, but we're already getting hit up by the arrow. A nice 2-man Keeper's Verdict knocks up Wei and takes the LNG jungler down 3-0 in favor of ThunderTalk as they get the fight. Zika going to try to make a response onto Setab as the equalizer comes down over the top of TT, but will not be able to find a kill. Zika has to flash away, flashing in the wrong direction. Feather with a really nice handshake, and Hoya able to tank up as much.
It's gonna go down!
Zika will get 1 kill in response, and 1xN will trade it back. Now here comes Haichao, able to take down 1xN and make it at least a reasonable trade in terms of kills for LNG. Still has a lot of health, not a ton of mana right now, and is still on the opposite side of the map with a big old Galio chasing him down. 3v1 in the bot side right now in favor of TT.
Expect to see this Orianna Shockwave start to deal quite the amount of damage that is going to be quite scary as Haichao will pick up this tier 1 turret. It's been escorted by Wei and Zhuo. This is again more gold funneled into the Azir, more pressure on Haichao as this new mid laner for LNG to carry them through game number 1. Certainly something that if Zika makes the mistake of auto-attacking the Galio, could find him itself in a little bit of trouble. Haichao now the focus. TT.
Another arrow coming out, finding the stun onto Haichao as well as the handshake. Looks like the Shurima shuffle so far, but a nice stun into the wall here by Beishuan. The Sun Disc comes up, but I don't think that's enough to save him in a 1v4. That's a big shutdown onto the head of Setab.
They've got the pick, they've got the Blitzcrank, and the Equalizer in the pick can be tricky.
They send the teleport from Hoya directly into the pit, so no opportunity for a flank. Hook immediately, though, lands on the Feather, who is able to flash away. The bailout should be able to keep him alive for a little bit, but eventually he will tick down. That is 1 kill, and now a 4v4 has opened up with Haicha spawning with TP in 10 seconds. Now ThunderTalk on the wrong side.
They don't have a turret here.
Away from the rocket grab. Zika does not have the equalizer, but has a good amount of heat. Is in on a flank. Teleport comes in. ThunderTalk might have bit off a little bit more than they could chew. Nacho! He gets one shot before he goes any bit of damage, but the damage has been done on the other side for LNG. They get 2. Hoya stuck in a 1v4, and he will fall as well. LNG punch back, and the Baron attempt from TT goes awry.
And that then enables for a really easy chase down. Beishwan now sniffing around this pit. Back, doesn't have the hostile takeover, but a 2v3 against a Baron as well.
Yeah. It's so hard to fight Zika, though, right now. That Flame Spitter is doing so much. Woe coming in as well. The Electro Harpoon, the Sun Feather, and it will be a kill, but the Baron not going to be taken. Photic was just way too low, and that Dragon already spawning.
Try and take down. Hostile takeover is completely dodged, and then they're just corralled into the top side. And Satab's already dead.
Yeah, nice pick. It must have been Haichao and Woe collaborating on that one. Keeper's Verdict preventing it from getting worse.
Counteracts one. The flank mark for Zika. Haichao flashes.
Arrow goes wide, but there's not a ton of damage now on ThunderTalk, especially with Satab dead. They initially go on to Weiwei, who has to flash away, and now it's going to be Zika in some trouble here. Gets onto the wrong side of things, and it will be 1xN picking up that kill.
The game to be slowed just a little bit. Dragon here, a lot lower stakes. LNG more than happy to sacrifice this for what was, again, a little bit of a misstep around that Baron. This time it's Zika who gets just a little bit too close for comfort. And the issue when you're playing against a specific area, so finding a Blitzcrank hook, not the hardest thing in the world, and we're just seeing this back and forth.
Goes on to Zhuo. He can't get away from this one as a lot of damage comes through. Shockwave as well as Hoya getting on top of him with the flash means that support for LNG is down.
Rumble ulti over the top.
Gets singled out by Weiwei, has to flash away. Now Photic in some trouble as well. Haichao doing so much damage though in this Baron pit. Already Satab taken very low. The Baron will be secured here by the Poppy. Will the damage from LNG though be enough? Haichao has to flash away. The shifting stand sealed, barely keeping him alive. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Zika has arrived, has the Conqueror proc, picks up 2 kills. It'll be a fight won for LNG in response to that Baron being taken, and it comes off for their veteran Zika, who gets himself a triple kill in the pit.
They get the Baron, but it costs them everything. Satab slammed into the wall as well.
And here comes Viego, baby. That's an ace here for LNG as they take control of the map and of this game number 1.
To make sure that TT fall in the pit. Now they can set their eyes on some turrets. The tier 2s fall like butter at this point, just getting churned through super quickly, super easily. But this probably means, Grapes, that this game is going to continue to be a little bit longer. We've got no Baron, no pushing objective for either of these teams. No Soul coming through for another 5 minutes. It's a one fight for LNG, and it's great that they're able to turn all of the Barons away from ThunderTalk.
LNG are in a good position now. Also picking up their 3rd Dragon. That means the next one would be Soul. As now Beishwan getting caught out here by Weiwei, but Hoya wants to make this a fight. Redemption keeps Beishwan alive, and the taunt will land onto Weiwei. The Viego in some trouble right now. He gets charged into the wall to make sure he can't take the blast cone. Here comes the hero's entrance. It knocks up 2, and that's a shutdown onto Weiwei, but Zika gets one in response. But now the Rumble is singled out and will be taken down here, as now it's 1xN with a ton of items taking control of this fight. Just going crazy with the bailout, keeping himself safe, gets the volley, and will finish the kill onto Photic before he eventually goes down. It's on the top of Beishwan's head and just didn't connect, and ThunderTalk were still able to win that fight. And on the other side, Haichao just wasn't able to get involved as much, as we have another fight erupting. Zhuo already just getting singled out by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. That is 1xN getting kill number 5. They want the fight, while Haichao will take the Mountain Dragon on his own. It will surely be Soul for LNG. Can they win anything? No. It's going to be Haichao teleporting before the fight, and the arrow does not connect. So the Baron will be secured by ThunderTalk. Chain of Corruption goes onto 1xN, but he's able to cleanse out of it. Equalizer goes onto the main carries, and now fight.
3-man taunt!
3-man taunt from Hoya. Zhuo's already down, but look at Haichao with the Shurima Shuffle. Is not able to take anybody down just yet, but Photic will do so himself. Hoya and Beishwan, though, still so tanky on this front line, and that Poppy does a good amount of damage. Zika overheating, trying to find the feather. Will not be able to do so. Flashes onto him right now with that reinvigorated heat and will finally take down the support, as now we got some tank combat here. A 1v1 between the top laners. Hoya will be able to take him down with the Hollow Radiance, and it will be ThunderTalk barely winning the fight 4-3.
By Photic, who has as good a team fight on this Poke Varus as you can hope to find, constantly nailing people left and right with these arrows. And if I'm looking at ThunderTalk's side, Haichao doesn't actually need any more farm. He's full build as well, so we should be looking to get some gold onto Hoya elsewhere.
Oh, already Beishuan just tanking 1v5. Will he go down? Yes, he bit off a little
Shockwave!
bit. A 4-man Shockwave coming through from Saytab. Saves the fight for ThunderTalk by that Shockwave.
Whether they can defend this top tier 2 remains to be seen. I think that LNG just with brute force going to try and take this one down, but we have a little bit of a quiet before the storm, I dare say here.
Until that 7th Drake. It'll be ThunderTalk starting it up first, but LNG have a good angle into the pit. Zhuo looking for a hook, potentially to get Beishuan out, but look at the Creeper's verdict. It sends 2 away, and now TT can instantly burst down this Baron. Will it get stolen away? Absolutely not, as Beishuan smites it down, but now can they get away? It's still a 5v5, but the health bar is in very good locations. They're going to channel the resets, get back to base. But now we have the 7th dragon spawning in 20 seconds.
And they can get out, right? They lose their tier 3 turret in the mid lane, but that's of little consequence to them. If they can keep mid prio, that's not going to be a problem. If they can get into this soul is the question. Face checking a Blitzcrank, notoriously a difficult task, and this Drake will fall much faster than the Baron did, so TT, they need to get in now.
He had to lead the charge. He gets hooked up, taken very low, but not dead just yet. The hero's entrance keeps him up as LNG start up this 7th dragon. Haichao and Photic, they burst this down quickly. Do they want to burst it down fast? Now Beishuan is in the area.
Flipping?
He tried to steal it away. It's going to be secured here by LNG as Weiwei picks it up, but now Zika is some trouble. He gets stunned up and Saytab takes him down. Already a 1-0 in favor of ThunderTalk, but the soul goes to LNG.
3 people all going to get back. They're going to lose their inhibitor for this. And remember, this is a 45-second death timer. They could inflict some real damage on the base of LNG. They've already taken 1 inhibitor. They have a wave prepped in the top lane, which they can look to at the very least take this tier 2 from. And with the amount of damage that they've got in their back pockets, I would be surprised if they didn't go for a 2nd inhibitor here.
Minion is available on this as well. They should be able to take down the tier 3. The question is, will Zika spawn before the inhibitor is under threat? Beishuan threatening, looking for an heroic charge. The inhibitor will go down, but now Zika spawning in 2 seconds. There is a ward very, very deep in the river if they want to go for an extended play. He's going to be the target here. Can 1xN burn the spell shield? Not just yet. The smite, though, from Beishuan will, and the enchanted crystal arrow over the top will take the carry for LNG down.
Tier 2 turret down on that bot side, but as soon as Photic shows his face, those minions get eviscerated by the piercing arrow, so going to be questionable for ThunderTalk. Remember, they've got the 6 grubs as well.
Escape, and now ThunderTalk have to probably just go on the defensive. Zhuo has the flash as well as the rocket grab. Hoya waiting in pursuit for a flank, and actually it's going to be Beishuan to go into Haichao to start things off. There's the ultimate here from Feather, not going to find anybody, but Zika has been targeted once more and will go down again. Another pick here for TT, as they have been playing this map basically 4v5 for the last 5 minutes. And a teleport coming in. It's going to be Saytab joining the fray. 5 members strong for TT, as only Haichao and Zhuo are here to defend the Nexus turrets. The first one goes down, the second one at half HP. Locket comes out to try to buy some time. Weiwei have to do something quicker. This game is just going to end. Hero's entrance comes down. They're focusing the Nexus, and ThunderTalk win the 50-minute banger and get another step closer to an upset in the Demacia Cup quarters.
Making sure that he can get in range to auto is going to be very important. And then outside of that, it's 4 melee champions for LNG versus what is going to be a very difficult team fight to get through, right? Yeah. You've got Victor Field going down with the Gravity Well, Flame Chompers to try and fight through. Hovering now, just to add a little bit of presence, is giving LNG so much time. It's giving Weiwei this chance now to take the Void Grubs on the top side. Yes, it's going to be traded out for the Dragon, but if you're a snowballing team, you want those Void Grubs because you're going to snowball significantly when you get more gold from plates, which means that you can take turrets, which means that you can get your items faster, and the whole snowball sequence becomes a lot easier with Void Grubs than it does an extra 3% out of combat movement speed.
Definitely. So Photic and Zhuo able to use their pressure to not even have to go up to the top side to secure those grubs. They're able to use all their power, all their lane presence to just allow Weiwei to take it himself. Of course, the flip side is ThunderTalk picking up this first dragon.
Majority of this wave, which is quite nice, but was going to be losing out on a significant amount of that had the wave been, or the fight in the jungle taken any longer. And the experience advantage, the gold advantage, it's all starting to rack up for LNG, even though once again we aren't seeing any kills come through this early game. There's a small advantage as Beishwan is looking for Weiwei.
Oh, this time he wins a smite fight.
He misses.
Stormbringer does not go over the wall. Unfortunate for Weiwei, but he will go down. Kill going to the victor. Yeah, he could have got a cannon minion instead.
He could have got two cannon minions instead.
I'm actually getting him a big advantage here.
Okay, big fight. Not big fight.
Got our second spawn of grubs. Weiwei still having power over here, as now this time Photic and Zhuo come up to the top side of the map to help secure this. So you mentioned how getting these 6 grubs could be very important for LNG to help continue their snowballing, but right now, after that first blood, it's actually ThunderTalk with the gold lead, and Beishwan maybe looking for something as Feather and Hoya in the area as well.
Okay, so Satab was getting a little bit of free time down on that bot side. He's getting free farm, free gold from those plates, and Zika might fancy this 1v1.
Oh yeah, finds the Pathmaker as well as that ultimate. Satab could be in some trouble here. He takes that down to about 400 HP. Zika looking for the final kill, flashes, but it will be matched here by Satab to make sure the victor survives. Satab living to see another day.
Okay, just barely there, makes it out alive, and looks like Beishwan here going to be able to collect that wave again. Apologize for the visual issues. It looks like we've skipped back just a little bit to make sure that we are all okay. Once we've got some updates on these issues, we will be sure to inform you.
Sunga and the graphics team as well. I mean, all the assets that we've been able to get here with Friend or Foe on our English community side of things have also just been incredible.
Yeah, and it looks like there was some semblance of a fight. We've come back into live, and Hai Chao is 2-0 now on this Akali. They take...
It will be a 2-0 Dragon score lead. It means they could potentially snowball their way towards a soul. But they now are finding themselves down about 4,000 gold, which is a pretty significant margin. It means the LNG early game comp is doing their job.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the goal, really, for LNG, right? Try and find that mid lane tier 1 turret as well. I think we're going to get a replay of what happened down on this bot side. This was after Zika went for the 1v1. Yeah,
actually, 2 kind of situations up here where LNG looked to go for play on the top side, and then Hai Chao just teleports down here and makes quick work of both Beishwan and Satab.
Yes. I agree.
Akali,
that is what happened. The TP from Hai Chao, hey, very solid. And Hoya came up here as well. I think this is where Weiwei probably takes out Feather under the turret. Yes.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your situation.
Also, a lot of gold that is starting to get funneled into what is a Jinx and a Victor. So definitely going to be a difficult situation if they find themselves in that spot. ThunderTalk trying to defend their tier 2 turrets, which is proving much more difficult than they might have first anticipated, as LNG, good rotations again through this bot side. They've set up all their vision in the bot side jungle. They've got Drake spawning in 10 seconds. So
since we came back from that break, the kills, nobody has gone down in terms of kills. The 3,000 gold lead became 4,000, 4,000 became 4.5. Now we're getting close to 5 at this point in time, as the Dragon will also get picked up by Weiwei and LNG. So
LNG, though, focus on this top side turret. They're starting to set up that vision.
Whoa! He just face checked 4 members of ThunderTalk, but he's able to escape with the quickness, and here comes the teleport. Zika looking to enter the fray, try to go all out here onto the entire backline. Beishwan already going down. That's 2 for 0 with Feather falling, and LNG in the enemy jungle take down 2 kills for free. He wanted to do, burn that teleport and immediately peel off and go back to trying to find pressure here in the topside jungle of TT. Zhuo once again going in rather aggressively, as we have another slight delay here on our screen. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen right now.
Yeah, it's
just waiting. Okay, we're gonna go back just a little bit to make sure we're all cut up to speed. Here we go. Zhuo misses that grand entrance. Here comes that big Magnus Storm, though, from Feather, and it should be at least 1 kill going in favor of ThunderTalk in that fight around the top side. Really sorry about all these delays. A little bit of trouble here, so here we go. We're going to try this one more time here. The charm comes out, and again, Feather with a big ultimate to at least take down Zhuo, but Hai Chao now in here, lands that shuriken flip, will pick up 1. Hoya goes down as well. It's a double kill for the Akali, and LNG go 2 for 1, but both supports do fall.
Difficult as well. Zhuo back up and alive. Feather there as well. Deep TP comes in. ThunderTalk, they're going to have to give this.
Yeah, and Beishuan, you know, 4 levels down on Haichao specifically, that Kali versus Jin Zhao. Not going to be able to find too much. We're going to skip ahead, I think, a little bit here just to get ourselves up to speed as LNG now with that Baron have a really firm hold on this game. You see the gold lead has expanded to about 9,000 as they're going to even up the dragon count as well.
Yeah,
I can only imagine that another fight went their way, probably around that Baron. And right now, with the gold at about 9,000 in their favor, they're looking very good in terms of trying to snowball this lead into a Game 2 victory. And hopefully they'll be able to do so in this next minute and 47.
Yeah, odds are that we are going to Game 3 here, folks. Going to keep it a complete stack with you. One of the things, you know, Victor, very good at wave clearing, but Baron buff pretty much stops all forms of wave clear being as effective, so you need to put Jinx and Victor both in the same lane to answer those waves.
Okay, Zhuo did go in, again, very aggressively. It seems to be a common trend here for this Rakan. And we'll see if we can get that sorted out again.
We're going to cause real problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've gone a little bit further in, but I think this kind of goes to show us. Every time we cut back, it's LNG getting a little bit further and a little bit further ahead. Things are going very well for them.
These advantages.
We'll take a quick look at this replay here. Looks like Zika had a little bit of a grand escape, and Haichao going very far forward. And I think now we're going to see a little bit of just that wallet diff here.
Yeah, and then from here, okay, a good Q3 from Zika catches out 1xN, and he's forced to flash away. Means that he's now can't DPS as much, has to reposition, is losing time on that, and then nobody actually goes down. And as we would have anticipated, it looks as though we've had LNG take their first win and tie up the scores. The way that the game ends up playing out, typically you're using your Gragas ulti for an engage to try and facilitate some sort of a fight in the first place. Hoya calls it. He doesn't want to burn the teleport because he knows he's just going to get dove, but
here he goes.
Now he's done it. 4 versus 2.
Yep, and immediately getting hit by the Twisted Advance. Feather did not show, but it does not matter because First Blood will be picked up here by Weiwei and LNG, and they're going to go for the redive as well. Zhuo taking tower damage, but he will survive with less than 100 HP.
Look, find any sort of fight on this top side. I think they absolutely have to look. The only way out is going to be through.
Yeah, gonna find Feather, or find Zhuo, I should say, with the Hex Slash forward. Zenith Blade does not connect, and State Tab will make it a numbers advantage for now. Hoya with a nice body slam will find the first kill under Zhuo, but the Unraveled Earth doing so much. 1xN joining the fight, still numbers advantage for ThunderTalk as they're fully investing into this scrub fight, and it will work out for them as they pick up 2, even up that kill count, and they're gonna try to look for more. Weiwei will fall into the trade of junglers as Beishuan will go down in response as we all find ourselves all tied up 3-3.
Makes the most of that situation, finding the trade kill, but overall with ThunderTalk finding themselves now with a bit of an advantage, they're looking for another fight.
Yeah, the trouble is both junglers died, which means Beishuan wasn't able to get the grubs. They finally pick up 1 as they once again send all 5. The bullet time barely not able to get Zhuo, but the Hoya with the explosive cask will be able to secure the kill onto the support of LNG. Zika also falling. ThunderTalk finishing these fights and somehow winning them. Another one, 3 for 1 in their favor. Fodak and Haichao, though, still alive, trying to target down Feather, who is still only level 3. And now Hoya able to finally go back to base. Still, only one of those grubs taken there, Rude.
Yeah, and again, Beishuan's the one that falls for TT, so he's not able to pick up the rest of those grubs. 1xN here, playing with a little bit of fire. Fodak as well. Okay.
Wow. A lot of damage coming out of that. Misfortune. 3-0 and 2 all of a sudden. We got a game.
A really small thing there that we got to see from 1xNers, so Zhuo goes in again.
Okay, we're just non-stop fighting. It seems like these grubs just attract these LPL players to force them to go at each other. Level 6 unlocked for Beishuan. Landon that season is just on a Weiwei. Doesn't have the ultimate himself. Hoya doesn't have the cask this time, so Weiwei will be able to escape. And finally, ThunderTalk will get all 3 grubs and also like 7 kills in the extended 3-minute fight.
I mean, what even is bot lane, right? Like, I don't think anybody's been there for the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like this Maokai is pretty tanky. Will he be tanky enough, though? I don't think so. 1xN getting stronger and stronger as this game goes on. And this Rude is what you know, this series as a whole is what's making me pretty excited about this ThunderTalk roster as we go into the season.
And gives TT a little bit less time on that top side. They are TT that is going to be able to take first brick. It's split 3 ways, but it's still effectively a kill going to 1xN, Feather, and Hoya all together. Whereas down on that bot side, it's Photic who's going to get a large chunk of gold all for himself.
Yep, so kind of it's an interesting trade because you get more gold overall for TT, but you get maybe the resources into the players that you want more for LNG. Photic gets a full tower's worth of gold with all those plates on its own, and Weiwei gets that dragon lane, using the Make It Rain to force Photic back just a little bit. Beishwan on that top side again, but here comes that solar flare. It's gonna get cleansed away from, but a nice cast comes through from Hoya. It locks down Zhuo, forces the Lamb's Respite out from Weiwei. That's a big cooldown, and that's going to force LNG to play away from these grubs. It's gonna be all ThunderTalk there on the top side.
And you can just see from the way that TT position, they're shielding Beishwan when they're moving out of mid lane. It's the path just discreetly up to the top side that all of a sudden indicates that LNG need to walk down to that bot side to be safe. And it means that the grubs on this top side are completely free reign for Beishwan to take. And again, for a composition that needs to snowball, this is exactly what ThunderTalk want. Find yourself 6 grubs, put yourself in a position to be able to take those turrets that little bit easier. And, you know, there's only 10 seconds before plates go down, so you're not going to be able to get that much gold from them.
Right now, Rude, Beishwan is the only player on his team that does not have a gold advantage against their respective opponent, but that's because he's been doing so much to set up the rest of his squad.
Yeah, it's because Beishwan has lived in the Rift Herald pit and just sort of took up residency there.
Exactly. So camp's not necessary as long as you are able to win fights and get your carries ahead. A ton of him on carries in 2023 or 2024, but now trying to take firm control of that as he's going to pick up his second dragon of this game.
So the quiet before the storm almost.
A little bit, as Zico did go in, but yeah, little bit of mismanagement of resources there as the Rift Herald gets spawned down in the mid lane. Tier 1 turret, a little bit healthy still as it should be able to survive, as those pink wards definitely doing a little bit of gaining vision there for TT as the Nature's Grasp comes out alongside the Solar Flare, forces the cleanse. Already at 1xN, but a big bullet time from the Misfortune will make sure that it's already 3 kills in favor of TT. Hoya finds the body slam, forces Haichao to flash away, and they're still looking for more, but a nice seismic shove allows for Haichao to get one back. Zaytab lands the charm, and the flash forward from 1xN will take down the Talia. Hoya just ints under the tier 2, but it's fine. ThunderTalk win the fight.
Photic did weave one in there so that he would have been taken down. If he eased forward, tanks 2 turret shots, he probably would have gotten away, but the extra Mystic shot is enough to take him out. As Zaytab finds the tier 1 turret as well down on the bot side. So again, a progression for TT. Top side just early enough to ward away LNG, and they actually get the best of both worlds for ThunderTalk, where they get this dragon and they don't lose their tier 1 turret.
Yeah, this dragon obviously huge because it means that you don't have to potentially worry about a soul on the scaling, you know, Kindred Ezreal team, as well as the Maokai, obviously. Then on this Misfortune, take down this tier 2, that's what they're seemingly focusing on right now.
Yeah, and they are going to be able to get themselves that tier 2 turret, and the thing that they have to always try and encounter for or factor in is who are they going to focus, right? It's all about this management of who is the most important target to take down.
A lot of posturing, a lot of almost NA ramming, as I want to say potentially.
Oh, there we go.
The jungle as we finally find a hook and finally find a fight. Lamb's Respite keeps Joe alive for now as a big ultimate comes in onto the backline. First kill goes towards ThunderTalk, and Zaytab still very strong. Looking for another potential flank. Finds the Spirit Rush, but not the Charm, as Zika now goes in and tries to chase him down. Charm lands only onto the Maokai.
And stay alive. You got to see the power of that Lamb's Respite as well. But so much time, and yes, Shuo goes down, but if that hadn't have been the case and the Kindred ulti hadn't been used to keep the Leona alive for so long, that could have been a, you know, much worse type of situation, as Zaytab just barely able to dodge out on that seismic shove. Weiwei up on this top side, they should be able to take the tier 1 turret as a trade. Yeah. But again, overall, just so close really in these fights, Grapes.
Yeah, but close fights are good signs for LNG at this stage in the game. Both mid laners definitely trying to make a name for themselves here. We'll see if any of them can do so as the Baron has been started up. 1xN very, very strong, allowing for this Baron to burn, but Hoya might be caught out just a little bit as the Unraveled Earth does a ton of damage. Bullet time comes out, they're going to try to just burst down the Baron Asher, and they do, with Beishwan locking down the smite. smite. Satab looking around for a potential pick. Instead, the tier 2 taking a beating right now as Photic once again has to shift out to make sure he does not die. If he goes down, this game could very much be over very quickly, as all of a sudden Zika might have found a pick here onto Beishwan. They're going to try to 100-0 him, and they do. Photic getting the kill, and that's going to stall out this Baron push.
For the game, yeah.
Yeah, another interesting thing, as you know, it looks like Beishwan at 1xN are going to pick up this dragon relatively uncontested, as now we see Satab and Feather actually a little bit forward here. Charm lands onto the Talia. I think Satab should be able to escape. We're the ones forcing the initiative. We're here in game 3 with TT. A lot of playing around this vision right now, but it looks like Haichao could have gotten targeted here, but a really nice stopwatch to buy himself some time. The bullet time comes through. They find the ultimate here onto the Kindred. Weiwei has to burn the ultimate soon and will be able to keep himself alive for just a little bit, but Zika now trapped underneath it as well. Weiwei able to flash away. On the other side of the fight, though, it is all Satab, and it is all ThunderTalk. A double kill in for 1xN, as now it is just Haichao underneath the tier 2 turret. Gonna try to teleport away, but he will get bursted down. Potentially before that, the E from Beishwan will finish the job. Only Weiwei survives as TT are pushing right down mid.
And that may finish the series. Grapes TT have got 5 members still alive and kicking. 30 seconds on Photic, 45 seconds on Haichao. Weiwei has no Lamb's Respite. Zika up in 20. TT going for the end.
2v5. Who's going to find the pick first? Zhuo just trying to clear the wave potentially. A nice cast comes through from Hoya, and that's what I'm Thunder talking about, baby. Upset secured over LNG as they advance to the Demacia Cup semifinals.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.